Hello, hello, it's Fiona Whitten from Oakville Crafts. I'm an independent demonstrator based in Wokingham, Berkshire, here in the UK. Today it's time for a card and stamping techniques video on Facebook, and I'm actually going to be sharing the new in colours. Some of you will have seen my posts this week where I have been sharing the new in colours and cards that I have made with them. So I'm just going to quickly show you them in person so that you can actually see what I did. It's always much better to see something, I was going to say in person, but this is about as close as we're going to get it at the moment. So as you can see, I have a lovely array of in colour stuff on my craft desk here, and I will show you all in a minute. I will, however, introduce you to the 5 new in colours. So we have Fresh Freesia, which is a lovely fresh purpley lilac colour. Hopefully that you can see that. And so you get an ink pad, there's paper, there's cardstock, there's pens, there's blends, there's all sorts of things in each of these colours. Got polished pink. When Stampin' Up were introducing these, they actually ran a little series of videos with hints as to what the colours might be. I know, well, it was kind of erring on the side of something to do with nail polish. So this is a pretty pink. Soft succulent. So it's not quite green, not quite mint macaron. But that's that's what seems to be my favourite colour at the moment. Evening Evergreen, lovely dark green, should be used throughout the year, not just for Christmas. So yeah, so that I like, that's what. And then there's also a pale papaya. So it seems to be a bit of a colour in itself. It's not yellow, it's not orange, it's not pink. It is just pale papaya. So that's another glorious colour. So I'll quickly show you the cards. So these are the cards that I posted on Facebook, and I used to make these the Elegantly Said stamp set. So on this card I used, in fact all the cards I used this flower image, and then on some I used this long piece here. So this particular card, it's as I said, it's soft succulent. So we have the flower, circled eyes, stitched rectangles. Then I stamped using soft succulent ink. And then this is some of the 6x6 designer series paper. So that's one of the designs. There is a punch that goes with this, which looks like this. And this is one of the stamp sets that I will be featuring on the 15th of May in my online catalogue launch. So it's one of the make and take options. So at least you get to see that beforehand, and you can then decide whether or not you want the make and take using that. There's 3 make and takes, and you get to choose 2 of the packs. So this is the pale papaya, and I should also add that all of these cards kind of follow my principle of 1 kit, 3 cards, except this time we've actually got 5 cards. So the kit is actually all the same. I've just sort of put it together differently. So this is the pale papaya. Just put cardstock in that one. What did I do? Paper, I should say. Paper in that one. This is what I mean about the Evening Evergreen. It's a very, how would you describe it? A majestic colour. And I really like it. I know there's a few people out there who don't really go for greens, but I really do like this colour. So this is the ones that I've actually stamped, that line, top and bottom. The Fresh Freesia. So again, it's all the same kit. This time I actually used an embossing folder on that plain strip of card. And then last but not least, the polished pink. It's kind of a very in-your-face pink, girly pink, 1960s pink, I don't know. But it's, yeah, it's bright, whereas some of these are a little bit more subdued. But I think the combination of the 5 together are a really, really good combination for the next 2 years. So these are the 2021 to 2023 in colours. I've got another little card to share with you before I move on to actually making something. So this is a card I made on Monday. So it's a card, Monday mornings, the team and I, so the Acorns and I, we all get together on Zoom, and usually me, but sometimes other people volunteer to design a card or find one on Pinterest that they like, or whatever. It's entirely up to them. And then they talk us through how to make that card. We don't get to see it up front. So sometimes there's a bit of a stab in the dark as to how things are going. It can be quite interesting. So this was the card that we made on Monday, courtesy of Trisha. And when I open it up, it looks like that. Now this stamp set is a completely different stamp set to the one that I used for the cards on the Facebook, and also the cards that went out in the catalogues. This particular stamp set is called Hand-Penned Petals, and it looks like this. So I've used this image and I stamped it in the tuxedo black, and then I used soft succulent, and also I used grey granite, which is a colour in the neutrals family. So I stamped that, and then I overstamped with, so this one, and I want to say that one was in the So Succulent, and then the leaves here and here were in the grey granite, and that gives you that effect. And then similarly, this one, these ones I actually stamped off first before I stamped on here. And again, it's grey granite and soft succulent, and the tuxedo black. So that's that card. I have another one, but I can't share it as yet because I made it as part of a swap that I'm taking part in. So yeah, sorry about that one. But I've used these same colours. I think this is quite a classic combination. I really like this combination that I put together on this one. So that's that one. Oh, and I should say that the Hand-Penned Petals is another stamp set that is going to be used in the make and takes. Now, I can't, as you know, can't stamp images, but there are dies and there are paper. So the make and take for that is going to be mostly paper and cardstock. And there may be a bit of fussy cutting going on. So I'll warn you now. Okay. So that's that. So what I'm going to share with you today is, I'll put that out of the way so I don't knock it off, is I'm going to make a card using the Flowers of Friendship stamp set, which I've buried. So this is the stamp set. Simple line art. Sentiments with different fonts, which is really nice. So we've got thank you for everything, many thanks from all of us, little card, big thanks. I really like that one. Life is better with friends like you. And then again, line art, flowers. Now there's a punch for this one. So this is the punch, she says. I've not actually played with this set yet, so it's going to be interesting. This is going to be a learning curve for all of us on this one. So this is the punch. So it cuts out 4 pieces in one go. So bearing that in mind, one of the tricks to using this is going to be simply stamping on a strip of card rather than a great big piece. That way you don't waste card. But I'm actually not going to be using the punch today. I'm simply going to use this image and one of the sentiments, and I'm going to put a card together. And then the $64 million question is, what colour should I do it? Or what colour combination should I do it? So this is the designer series paper. There's 40 sheets in the pack, and you get 4 sheets. No, oh, get confused now. Where is it? Yeah, I was right. 40 sheets in the pack. So you get 8 sheets in each of the colours. 8 5s are 40. So you'll get 4 that have a checker plaid type design on one side and like a fleur-de-lis type thing on the back. There's one with a geometric shape on one side, and then the other side is lines with dots on. So you'll get 4 of those. 4 of those. Is that right? Yeah, 8 in each colour, I said, wasn't it? So that's the evening evergreen. There's the polished pink, so succulent, fresh freesia, and pale papaya. So I think I'm actually going to use a combination. I'm going to use, let's see, a combination of, oops, don't need that. Yes, I'm going to use the evening evergreen, and I'm going to use the fresh freesia. Now I've only got these out simply because I wanted to see what the colours look together. So, because I haven't cut any cardstock yet, so I'm going to use an evening evergreen card base. So I just need to get a piece of that. Oh dear, I thought I had actually organised myself today. Things are already falling on the floor. Hey ho. Right, evening evergreen. So I need 1 sheet of this. And I don't need a whole sheet, I only need half a sheet. So A4, cut it in half to create my card base. So I'm going to cut it at 14.9. What's that? Don't need that for half, and it needs to be scored at 10.5 to create the base card. That's that. Then let's see, now what shape, what should I use? I think I might use that. So I'm going to cut this so that it is a ½ centimetre smaller, so that I'll have a border of the evening evergreen. So I need to cut it at 10 by 14.4. So that is going to sit on there like that. Now I've already taken the liberty of die cutting some basic white cardstock. So I've used the Stitch So Sweetly dies, which look like this. So I've used the rectangles which have this cute scallop and stitched effect. So I'm going to use that one because I think that one will fit on there quite nicely. And it will sit quite nicely in the middle there. I've also cut some other ones which I could use for sentiments, but I'm not too sure about that at the moment. So let's just stick with this. Now I've already put my stamp on the block. And I'm going to use Memento. So I'm going to use the Tuxedo Black. Now this is a red rubber stamp, which means that we don't need to put any anything soft underneath. I'm going to turn it that way so that I can stamp it. Have some degree of, or maybe not, because it'll end up going from corner to corner, knowing me. So I'm trying to put it in the centre. What's that? Let's push it down a bit. Yeah, there we go. I'm happy with that. Now I could just leave it like that, but that would be quite boring. So what I am actually going to do is I'm going to colour it. Now I don't have my blends yet. They are winging their way to me. So I'm going to use a technique where I use my clear wink of Stella, which has a little bit of a glitter effect in it, and also my ink pads. I could use my Stampin' Right markers, but I think I will just simply end up with lines on this. So what you want to be able to do is to be able to pick up ink from the lid. So if you want to close it, make sure it's well and truly closed, your ink pad that is, and give it a good squeeze at the end where the hinge is. Open it up, and then you will find that there is some ink that is then in the bottom, which you can pick up and colour with. Now this is a brand new wink of Stella, so it's not primed yet. So I've taken off the black. When you get it, there's a black ring there, so you need to sort of take it apart, take that off, and then put it together, and that will then allow the liquid to flow. And then the idea is that you just, where it says push, you push. So I'm just going to do that, and you can see it coming down and dripping because I just put too much on there. And I need a tissue. You know what, I'm just going to avoid that bit. So I think we've probably got enough on here now. I'm just going to pick up some ink, and I'm going to simply colour. Oops, that's too much. That coming through now. You just need to keep your fingers away from the push me button. And hopefully you can see that actually it's kind of shiny. So I'm just putting it on, taking it off the base of the ink pad, the lid of the ink pad I should say, because that's actually what it is, and then I'm just picking it up and painting with it effectively. So you could do this with your watercolour brushes, all sorts of things. Obviously you can use your watercolour pencils if you wanted to. There isn't any watercolour pencils in the in colours, sadly. That would be lovely. So I think you can see it sort of got better as we went along. The wink of Stella's not flowing quite as much. So I've actually used the polished pink on that, I just realised, but I just thought it would be a nice contrast to the fresh freesia. So I could actually just change the fresh freesia. Now I'm going to use a bit of both. Oops. So as I said, you need to give it a really good press. And sometimes you only get a little, sometimes you get a lot. And I should have mentioned, to clean your brush, you just simply wipe it on a piece of scrap. Obviously the colour is going to be darker where you start off, and then you can just pull it out. And it'll just get paler and paler. You don't want to put too much on because you don't want to scratch through the paper. Probably can't see it now. And I'd love to be able to say, here's one I made earlier, but I can't, because I said this is the first time I've actually taken this out the box and used it. So I'm going to have a lovely lid that's got all sparkly, but I'll just use a piece of kitchen towel and remove that. Let's see how we're doing on that. Yeah, I think that first one's probably a bit too much, but I am not going to attempt to even remove some because I know what will happen. I'll just end up making a bit of a mess of it. So let's see now. Trying to avoid that. So maybe I will change that to some pink rather than the freesia. Let's see. Yeah, I think I might. Maybe I'll change that to polished pink. Maybe I won't have quite so much. So let's go 10 by 14.4 again. That might be better. Except this time I've actually gone for the plaid. And I've just gone and put the back of the card into all that Winker Stella, but oh well. So what's that? Hopefully it'll dry and that Winker Stella in the middle there won't be quite as dominant, but we'll see. And then I want to put a sentiment on it. I think I'm going to use, let's see, little card, big thanks, because I like that one. Right, let's just quickly clean that off. Should really just have a piece of kitchen towel. I can do that. That's the other trick. And let's just need to find the sentiment. Should I put, no, that's flowers. I did, let's see, that fit on there. Yep. And I'm going to stamp that in polished pink as well. This is going to be a very pink card. But that's okay. So stamp that. Not quite in the centre, which is a bit of a pain. Did I make another one? Normally I would tell you, or suggest to you, I should say, to stamp and then die cut out. And that, then you don't make that boo-boo. And you can't. You could, in theory, turn it over. Let's see what happens if I do that. Sorry, I'm going to pull this towards me so I can actually see a bit better. It's probably no better. Oh, it's still a bit on the wonk, but it's better than it was. Just don't tell anybody that I've switched it over. So that's that. It is slightly better that side, but the stitching's all on the wrong side because it's now coming up towards us rather than the other way. Let's put this together quickly. I just realised what the time is. So, as I said, I've got on the 15th of May, there is my catalogue launch. Anyone can come. There is a £5 charge. You get 2 make and takes, out of a choice of 3. And then if you place an order in June, then you get to get £5 off that order. My annual buy one get one free also starts on the 15th of May. Those of you who want to come to the catalogue launch and get the make and takes, one of the perks of that is that you will you'll have access to the bog off buy one get one free earlier than others, but it will be open to the general public later in the day. So that's those. And then the other thing that I'm doing with the in colours is that I'm going to run an in colour club. I had plans to do it last year, but with all the issues that we had with German customs and ink refills, it just wasn't possible. But this year, everything is running smoothly, she says. Although we've still got issues when it comes to customs, but it's not the German customs, it's more the British customs at the moment. They're not playing ball very well. I think I'll do it that way. So yes, I'm doing a in colour club, and what that is that over the space of 5 months, you will receive all the products in the in colour family that are available. So you will receive a full pack of each month you'll receive a packet of the colour that will be going to you that month. You'll be receiving the relevant sheets of the designer series paper. You'll also receive the embellishments. So that's just a quick card using that stamp set. There are other things, I've got a few other things that I want to make with that, so I will share them another time. There we go, that's better. So quickly I'll show you. So the in colour products that are available, and the ones that will be in the club. So each month you will get the relevant sheets of the shimmer vellum. So they're 12 by 12 sheets of vellum, which look like this. So this is the soft succulent. That's what that looks like. You'll get the 6 by 6 paper. You'll get the relevant pack of A4 cardstock. You will also get your ink pad, your ink refill, and the Stampin' Right marker, and also the Stampin' blends. There will also be some ribbon included, and the relevant colour of basic jewels. So that will run each for 5 months. So over the 5 month period, you will then have actually got the whole set of in colours. And on the 5th month, you'll also receive the pack of the loose flower flourishes, which they're really, really cute. I do have some, which I know I've probably got them hidden away, knowing me. Oh no, here they are. They're very, very cute, and they're very small, but so they look like this. So then some of them are, actually this is on the end of my finger, so you can see how small they are. So that's the largest size, and then the smallest size is like this. How sweet is that? Dinky, I know. But so I mean that would look really cute on here. So I could put that on there. So you've got them in pale papaya, and in the fresh freesia, and in the polished pink. And you get 90 of them, I believe. I'm sure it says 90 on here somewhere. No, 60, sorry. So you get 60 of those as well. So that you'll get those for free at the end of the 5 months. Details are up on my blog. and it went in my newsletter just gone, and it'll also be going up on the Facebook page today. So first sign up is 3rd of May, and I will be ordering shortly after that. So if you're interested, let me know. Take a look, as I said, on my blog and see what's going on. And I think that's it for now. So that's the in colours. The 2021-23 in colours. I hope you like them as much as I love them. And I will see you next week for the first card and a cuppa of May. Wow, cool. Yeah, the annual catalogue will be live by then. And so the make and takes will be featuring some new products too. And that's it. And I will see you next week. Take care. Bye.